Welcome to this discussion on ethical considerations of using AI in counseling. And I do hope that it's going to be a discussion. My goal here is just to offer multiple sides of the conversation, and I look forward to hearing from you about your thoughts on the matter. As technology continues to evolve, it's becoming increasingly common to hear about artificial intelligence or AI being used in various professional settings, including healthcare and mental health. But what does it mean for us as therapists? And more importantly, how can we ensure that we're using these tools responsibly? AI tools have the potential to streamline many of our daily tasks, from generating drafts of progress notes, DAP notes, treatment plans, and creating reports, or even providing resources for psychoeducation. These tools can save us time and help us focus on what really matters most, our clients. However, while the benefits are clear, there are potential ethical challenges. Missteps in using these tools can lead to serious consequences for client confidentiality and the therapeutic relationship. At the heart of counseling is trust. Our clients trust us to keep their information private and act in their best interest. As highlighted in the preamble of the American Counseling Association Code of Ethics, safeguarding the integrity of the counselor-client relationship is a core professional value. Section A1 emphasizes our primary responsibility to respect the dignity and promote the welfare of our clients. This includes ensuring the confidentiality of their personal and sensitive information. When incorporating AI into our work, we must ask ourselves, are we honoring this responsibility? Are we taking every precaution to protect client information and uphold ethical standards? Hopefully, this video will guide you through these questions, providing the tools to make informed ethical decisions about using AI in your practice. Artificial intelligence, or AI, refers to computer systems designed to perform tasks that typically require human intelligence. These tasks include understanding language, recognizing patterns, making decisions, and solving problems. AI encompasses various subfields such as machine learning, natural language processing, and neural networks, which enable these systems to adapt and improve over time based on the data that they receive. In counseling and related fields, AI has the potential to assist practitioners in several ways. For example, it can draft progress notes, provide data-driven insights for treatment planning, create case consultations, and support training and supervision. However, as with any tool, its use must align with the ethical standards and prioritize the client's well-being. While AI can enhance efficiency, it's essential to recognize its limitations and ensure that it supplements rather than replaces the human element central to the counseling process. AI's ability to process and analyze large amounts of information quickly is a double-edged sword. On one hand, it can help counselors streamline administrative tasks and access research. On the other hand, the use of AI must be carefully managed to avoid risks such as confidentiality breaches and over-reliance on technology. This dual perspective highlights the importance of understanding what AI is and how it can be responsibly integrated into professional practice. You might already be using AI and not even know. So starting with chatbots like ChatGPT, Wobot, Wysa, these are AI-driven tools that can provide mental health support through conversational interfaces, offering guided self-help and coping strategies. There's smart assistants like Siri, Alexa, Hey Google. These are virtual assistants that can set reminders, schedule appointments, and manage basic administrative tasks to support counseling workflows. There's text editors like Grammarly, and these are AI-powered tools that enhance written communication by providing suggestions for grammar, clarity, and tone. They're useful for writing professional reports or letters or even emails. I really like to use Grammarly a lot. There's search algorithms like Google Search, and these are just AI systems that streamline finding research, articles, and evidence-based resources very quickly. You might also be using YouTube or Spotify in your work with clients, and these are media streaming recommendations that are coming from AI intelligence. And these are tools that can help curate relaxation or mindfulness playlists based on user preferences, aiding in psychoeducation or therapeutic assignments. There's facial recognition like Apple Face ID. This is used for secure device access, ensuring confidentiality when using mobile devices for counseling documentation or scheduling. You might also consider social media feeds like your Instagram or TikTok algorithms. Counselors can use these to understand trends in client populations, particularly youth, or for psychoeducational outreach. And these AI models demonstrate the diverse applications of artificial intelligence, from enhancing administrative efficiency to supporting therapeutic tools. Most AI tools are not HIPAA compliant, meaning that sharing protected health information or PHI over such platforms can lead to breaches of client confidentiality. Specific features such as cloud storage and shared servers significantly increase the risk of unauthorized access, as sensitive information may be stored in systems vulnerable to breaches or misuse. According to the ACA Code of Ethics, counselors are obligated to protect the confidentiality of client information and disclose it only with appropriate consent or legal justification. And one common mistake that you might be making is you really want to make sure that you're avoiding copy pasting session notes or other sensitive client data into AI platforms like ChatGPT or similar tools. Other scenarios where confidentiality might be breached includes sharing detailed client examples while seeking help with documentation or inadvertently storing sensitive drafts on shared devices or unsecured cloud platforms. These situations can lead to unintentional exposure of protected information. Even seemingly small lapses can result in significant ethical and legal violations. AI models by design learn from the data that they are fed, even if the information isn't explicitly shared externally. This creates a risk of unintentional bias being introduced into the models as the data provided may reflect incomplete or skewed perspectives. Such bias could influence how AI tools process information in the future, potentially impacting their effectiveness or ethical alignment. And this raises an important ethical dilemma. What might these tools inadvertently learn about our clients or our sessions? This potential for unintended learning conflicts with the ethical principles of non malfeasance or avoiding harm and fidelity or trust. And the ACA Ethics Code further emphasizes the importance of secure storage and careful disposal of records, which applies to any digital platform or tool. If you're not familiar with how the digital platforms are disposing records after you click delete, if you can't be certain that they are wiped completely from cloud storage, then it's not okay to use. Counselors must consider whether using AI tools align with the principles and ethics and avoid actions that might undermine client trust or privacy concerns. Any online portal, even those that claim to be HIPAA compliant, carries inherent risks in the age of cyber attacks. Hackers and malicious actors continually evolve their methods, targeting systems that handle sensitive data like PHI. AI tools are no exception. Features such as shared servers or cloud storage, while convenient, increase the potential for breaches if robust security protocols are not in place. Counselors must take reasonable precautions to protect client confidentiality as outlined in ACA Ethics Code Section B3E. This includes ensuring that any tools used meet the highest standards of encryption and data protection. Vetting software providers and understanding their data storage policies is critical to mitigating these risks. Avoid tools that lack transparency about how and where data is stored and what happens to it after it's deleted. So there's some action steps that you can take. And the first one is to vet software providers. Ensure AI tools adhere to strict security standards, including end-to-end encryption, secure data storage, and compliance with local data protection laws. We want to limit data sharing. So avoid inputting sensitive client information into AI platforms. If documentation assistance is needed, remove identifiable details to reduce risk. And you might want to think about this example of if you were going to write everything that you wrote in an AI chatbot into a Facebook post. Would somebody on Facebook likely be able to figure out who it is that you're talking about? And if the answer is yes, then you shared too much information. I also like to think of the example of if you were going to write all of that and post it on your door and your client walked by, they were able to recognize themselves from that, then you shared too much information. Last, we want to stay informed. So regularly review updates or security advisories related to the tools that you use. This helps ensure that you stay ahead of potential vulnerabilities. You actually have to read the terms and conditions that they send you before you click agree. And there's some additional risks and recommendations from the American Counseling Association, and that's to recognize AI bias and potential for discrimination. So AI tools may reflect biases present in their training data, leading to unintended discrimination or skewed outputs. The ACA recommends critically evaluating tools to ensure fairness and inclusivity, and that's aligned with the ethical standards. Counselors are also encouraged to advocate for transparency in AI algorithms. According to the ACA, accessible and interpretable AI systems can help ensure ethical use while empowering users to understand how data is processed. AI systems should integrate privacy safeguards throughout their lifecycle, prioritizing data security and confidentiality. Counselors must confirm adherence to HIPAA and other privacy laws before using it. And counselors should inform clients about AI use in their practice, including its purpose, potential benefits, limitations, and risks. Explicit, informed consent should be obtained before integrating AI tools into client interactions. Artificial intelligence, when used responsibly and ethically, has the potential to transform counseling practice by enhancing efficiency, improving accuracy, and supporting professional growth. However, these benefits are only realized when counselors thoughtfully integrate AI into their work while adhering to ethical standards and prioritizing client well-being. This slide explores how AI can serve as a valuable tool, enabling counselors to streamline administrative tasks, generate insights, and improve accessibility without compromising ethical obligations. By understanding the benefits and the limitations, counselors can harness AI to complement their skills and better serve their clients. So, some examples of ethical use can start with training and education. AI tools can generate simulated case scenarios or role play dialogues for training purposes, allowing students, interns, or supervisees to practice and refine their skills in a controlled, non client based environment. You can even ask some models to pretend to be a client for you and practice your skills with it, and then ask for feedback in the end. AI can assist with creating client-friendly materials such as handouts, videos that explains therapeutic concepts or coping skills in accessible language. So they can really help you generate some psychoeducational content or some curriculum if you're working on some group work. AI tools can review anonymized session transcripts or recordings to highlight patterns in counselor interventions, providing insights for supervision and professional growth. AI can also support ethical decision-making by analyzing complex situations based on ACA ethical codes, state and federal laws, and providing counselors with structured opinions and considerations. The key here for all of this is to make sure that the data that you're feeding into the AI models is anonymized, and there's no way, even without the PHI, that the client information could be recognized. If you're on the internet, assume that the AI model knows your specific location, which then tightens the net of who it is that you could be talking about. And I know I'm supposed to be talking about the benefits here, but this is also a risk. Sometimes when we need help with ethical decision making, taking all of the specifics out of the equation loses the point. So all I'm saying here is be careful with what you feed it. It might know who you're talking about, even if you're not specifically identifying who. Sometimes you just need to go to a supervisor, a peer, a friend, and talk it through instead of using an AI model. AI can assist counselors by drafting DAP notes, ASAMs, or communication with insurance companies, maybe some psychosocial assessments, and professional letters. So think a 5-point or maybe an emotional support animal letter. These tools can reduce the time spent on administrative tasks, allowing counselors to dedicate more time to direct client care. And again, you'd need to take out identifying information if the model that you're using is not HIPAA compliant. And even if it is HIPAA compliant, you might want to think really hard if it's worth adding all that stuff in. By reducing the administrative burden, AI tools can allow counselors to focus on the therapeutic relationship, the central element of effective practice. But we also want to make sure that we're practicing transparency with our clients always. So counselors should be explaining and informing clients how AI tools assist with tasks like documentation. This includes describing the benefits, such as increased efficiency and more time for client-centered work, while emphasizing how confidentiality is protected. And with everything, we give client options. If we have this transparent conversation with them about using this tool, they should be able to opt out if they choose. It's their right to make a decision about what is in their own best interest and refuse it if it's not. Transparency with AI use aligns with ACA Section A2, which addresses the importance of honesty and informed consent. Counselors must ensure clients understand the role of AI in their care and obtain their explicit consent for use if applicable. To responsibly integrate AI into counseling practice, counselors must adhere to clear ethical guidelines that align with the ACA Code of Ethics. And I know I'm talking about this one a lot. Maybe you have other or additional ethics codes that you follow, like for art therapists, marriage and family therapists, social workers, psychiatrists, physicians, educators, supervisors, social workers. Did I say social workers already? Anyway, check with all of those specific codes and see what they say. I know the ACA code, the most recent one, was written in 2014, so it is due for an update, and none of these codes will likely fully address AI specifically. So you're going to need to read between the lines and do some interpretation of what the code is saying without specifically referring to AI. By following those principles, counselors can maximize the benefits of AI while ensuring the protection of client confidentiality, the integrity of the therapeutic relationship, and adherence to professional standards. So, again, we want to avoid inputting PHI into the non HIPAA compliant tools. Never input protected health information into AI tools that do not meet HIPAA compliance standards. This includes platforms that may claim to be secure but lack the necessary certifications or safeguards to protect sensitive client information. If you're not sure if an AI model meets HIPAA standards, assume that it does not until you can prove that it does. Before using any AI tool, review its privacy and data storage practices thoroughly. Understand where and how the data is stored, whether encryption is used, and if the platform complies with local data protection regulations. If you do not know how to do this, again, just assume that it's not using storage practices ethically. And you can use AI as a supplemental tool to enhance your practice, not as a replacement for your clinical judgment or the human element of counseling or supervision. The therapeutic relationship remains the cornerstone of effective practice, and no AI tool can substitute for genuine human connection and empathy. Or at least it can't yet. And we don't necessarily want to train it to do that because we like our jobs, right? But continually evaluate the effectiveness of AI tools in your practice. Ensure that the tools that you're using are providing accurate, useful outputs and are not introducing bias or errors that could impact client care. So, part of using AI in your practice involves educating yourself on the what, the how, the when, the whys, in addition to all the risks and the benefits. Hopefully, this helped you to identify more questions that you may have about what it might look like to use in your own practice. Your next step is to do your own research, and I suggest the resources on this slide as a good place to start. The key here is to arm yourself with knowledge and make intentional and transparent decisions about what to do next. As we navigate the integration of AI in counseling, it's crucial to remain aware both of its potential and its risks. From confidentiality breaches and AI learning biases to cybersecurity vulnerabilities, the challenges are significant. However, when used responsibly and ethically, AI offers valuable benefits such as streamlining non PHI tasks, enhancing efficiency, and supporting professional growth. Before using AI tools, counselors should always ask themselves, is this upholding my ethical responsibilities to my clients? This reflection ensures that every decision made prioritizes client welfare and aligns with the principles outlined in your ethics code and the ethics of the agency that you work for. At Jade, our ethics wrap around something like work smarter, not harder. So let's find a way to talk about this more and see how we can work smarter together.